Welcome to Recombo. It's Basil here with the Samsung Galaxy S4 startup guide. You've just got your brand spanking new Galaxy S4 5-inch Full HD display, 13 megapixel rear facing camera, 1.9 gigahertz quad core processor. This thing is a beast, but what good is it if you can't start it up? Well, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure the battery's inside. Now, we know that might sound a bit obvious, but the battery isn't always inside the actual phone when you take it out of the box. So, slide your battery in. But before you do that, you will want to slide in your SIM card. Now you'll want to make sure that you've got a micro SIM card. There are three types of SIM cards. Nano SIM, which is the small one you may be able to see right there if it focuses. 3, 2, there you go. Nano SIM is the smaller version. This is a micro SIM size, and there is a full-size SIM, which you're probably used to in phones of old. So if we slide our SIM in there, we can then plop our battery right inside. 2600 milliamp, very powerful battery, should last you for at least a full day, if not a day and a half, and power it up. Now on the right hand side, just long press the power button and you will feel it vibrate, letting you know it's powering up, and then the screen will activate. And so the Samsung Galaxy S4, just while it's powering up, to talk you through some of the specs, has that Full HD 5-inch AMOLED display. Blacks look really deep, as you can see. 13 megapixel camera around the back, 1.9 gig quad core processor, 2 gig RAM, 2 megapixel front facing camera. It really is the most powerful handset on the market today. Once it powers up, you can see the standard Samsung setup. So select your language, and if you have any visual impairments or you want to access an easier to set up mode, tap the accessibility options. This will let you adjust things like screen timeout. It'll speak passwords to you and just give you a few options like to really help you work your way through it. You can even magnify gestures and tweak the font size so that the text is actually a little bit larger and easier to work through. Press next. Now, if you are dependent upon a Wi-Fi connection because you haven't got a SIM card in there, then you will need to connect to a Wi-Fi. Fortunately, as you just saw, we put our SIM card in, everything everywhere SIM card, so it says at the top there 4G in the top corner. So with 4G, we really won't need Wi-Fi, so we can just jump and press next again. Date and time settings, press next, and you will need to agree to Samsung's end user license agreement. So you'll need to tap that checkbox, then once again press next. If you have a Samsung account, then you should definitely sign in here. If you haven't got one, press create new account. This will give you updates for all of the Samsung applications, and it'll bug you to create one once you get in the phone. So you might as well do it now if you have time. Otherwise, you can always come back to that later. We're going to skip that for the time being, and now we're going to enter our Google account. Again, if you have a Google account, this makes sure all your contacts will be backed up. It'll re-put contacts that were backed up on an old Android phone right onto this one. So we're going to take our phone out of frame when we enter our password, but we can just enter, actually, Recombo, enter our email address, .com, and password out of frame. So that should work absolutely fine. Sign in will take a couple of seconds. What it's actually doing, it's not just going to verify, it's also going to back up and restore everything. This includes applications as well that are on your old Android phone. So it's, like we said, a really smart way of keeping everything backed up. It's not always flawless. You might find that some applications won't get backed up and it won't back up user data. So any game saves, etc. won't be backed up. Now, if you've got a Dropbox account, this is a fantastic part of the process. You actually get 50 gigabytes of storage for 2 years. All you need to do is sign in. If you don't, just create an account and it will be applied to your brand spanking new Dropbox account. Anyone who doesn't know, Dropbox is a file storage service. So it's an online storage service. You can store files. It integrates really tightly with Android, iOS, and also PC and Mac. So definitely something you should check out and take advantage of. There are some key features as well on the Samsung Galaxy S4. S-Beam allows you to transfer data wirelessly. AirView enables you to hover your finger over your screen to enable previews of certain features such as points in a movie or gallery content. Air gesture is something that actually lets you swipe your hand above the sensor and it will move you through galleries, for example. So all these really smart features are things we're going to come on to later, but definitely if you don't know about these already, it's worth just tapping on each one and it'll give you an idea of what to expect. Next, we've got pretty much the conclusion to our setup process, and it just really tells you everything that you need to know about your Galaxy. And then boom, you're greeted with the home screen. Now the home screen of the Samsung Galaxy S4 is by default laid out like so. If we pinch, we can see an overview of all our home screens. We can tap on another screen to jump straight into another screen. Swiping across is another way of getting us to that other screen, and when we reach the end of our screen, it simply circular carousels right back to the beginning. Pull down the notifications bar and you can see all the notifications. We've got a text message from Everything Everywhere, or EE, and we've also got emails and updates, application updates, which we can tab through to activate. So just tap through on a notification and then you will get that relevant screen pop up and you can act upon it. You've also got some shortcuts down below, such as phone, contacts, messaging, and internet. To access all your applications, tap on apps, and you can just swipe through all your applications that are pre-installed. You can also see these are widgets, they're not actually applications. If you want to access your widgets, you can tap through on widgets. So the way we did that, we just tapped our apps drawer and then we tapped widgets up at the top. Our widgets are different to apps because they are more interactive. So if you want to, for example, jump through and search Google, we can just tap in the Google search bar and it will pull up Google Now and take you straight into a Google search, for example. So that's been a quick startup guide for the Samsung Galaxy S4. It may not have been that quick, but we hope it was comprehensive enough for you to enjoy your brand spanking new quad-core full HD Samsung flagship. Thanks for watching Recombo. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you like our channel, click subscribe, and please feel free to visit recombo.com.